Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and I'm going to do a vacuuming video. I know there's some guys out there that some of you guys really like them, so and this, by the way, is my Sebo vacuum. I don't use it very often. I bought it a few years ago. A lot of guys were talking about how good they are as a vacuum, and definitely is a good vacuum. A little pricey. This is the top of the line, the automatic X8, which means that the brush roll actually will automatically adjust to suit the carpet that it's on, which is a nice feature. I'm not sure that, actually, if I chose again, I wouldn't choose it, because I would rather mechanically adjust as I need. I think the reason is simply because, first of all, whatever that mechanism is, I realize afterwards, like, if anything's gonna break, that'll be it. And so far it hasn't. And also when it switches, if you start it up, it takes a few seconds for it to adjust down, and 5 seconds, like, who has time? Anyway, but it's a good vacuum, very well made. I guess these are made in Germany. What can I say about it? Definitely a good quality vacuum, well made, not too heavy. What can I say? It has a filter, HEPA filter thing right there, and the bags are a little pricey, but I don't consider that a big deal, actually. And the brush roll, you push on these button on each side, and you can pull the brush roll out and clean it out really easily. Put on the edges, it extends very easily, and then retracts. Yeah, I don't dislike it. I do prefer the Hoover, but this is a good choice as well. I'm not going to say it isn't. They're more expensive. I think I paid $700 or $800 for this. I can't remember now. I have lots of vacuums. I've used every vacuum out there pretty much, and tried very different things, but I mean, any of these vacuums work. They each have their strengths and weaknesses. But one thing I do think, that if you're going to be out there as a professional, you should actually have a vacuum that people aren't going to go to Walmart and pick up for $100. I think you should be using something a little more significant than that. Something that looks like what a professional would use. That's my opinion. You do whatever you want, but I think that it depends on your market and whatever, I guess. But that's my thought. So anyway, I'll just vacuum, and you can come along for the ride. It takes a few seconds for it to actually start up, because it has a soft start, which is kind of nice. And I guess it has a permanent belt. Now the light's green because it doesn't actually, there, see, it turned off. Now it's actually at the right position. It takes a few seconds to actually adjust itself to the carpet, but it will adjust itself to, if I move from one height of carpet to another, it'll adjust to suit that particular carpet. Yeah, I guess it's measuring the resistance of the brush roll on the carpet, or something like that. I've already done the steps, the treads with the Shark rocket, in case you're wondering. I'm not sure that I would say it rolls easier than the Hoover. But I guess it's pretty similar. Maybe a little bit more effort, I think. When the brush roll gets down there, it does, and you do want it to have a proper agitation on the carpet. So you don't want to be, how do I say it? You want it to dig in to a certain degree, and lift up that pile. Oh, as far as the power goes, it's about the same as an average vacuum, I think. Maybe a bit more. But I think the Hoover actually has a higher airflow rating. But, I mean, it's a good vacuum. I'm not saying it isn't. It's just, don't get me wrong. It's a fine vacuum. And it easily pivots and, you know, gets around things and whatever. And there's lots of spouts. Now the customer did tell me that she had vacuumed, and then she said, "But I know you're going to vacuum anyway because that's the way you do things." And I said, "Yes, that's true. I am going to vacuum it again because it's what I do. It's the proper way to be a professional at cleaning carpets. I'm not going to rely on my customer. I don't know how well their vacuum works, nor do I know how well they work it. For all I know, they vacuum like this. And most people do, actually. They just sort of fling the vacuum around without a real careful pattern and overlap and all that. But when I vacuum, I'm going to be very careful to make sure that I get every inch and do a proper and a thorough vacuuming job, and be sure that my vacuum is working at its peak performance while I'm doing it. So if you're going to rely on your customer, you can't rely on your customer. Or, you know, if a maid service went in and vacuumed the carpet before you got there, you have no idea how good they are. For all you know, that vacuum that they use, the bag is full. Might be pulling stuff off the surface. They might be doing a very poor actual cleaning. And oh, by the way, one more thing about this vacuum, which I definitely like, is that lovely, lovely light. That is a nice feature. Definitely like that. That's a nice couch. No, I don't know if you probably don't, you can't tell this, but the Sebo the release mechanism on the right side there really has a nice solid feel to it. I think it's actually metal, the actual part that, I guess maybe it isn't, but anyway, it works really well. Seems to be, and that's of course a something that's a wear point. So you want that to be nice and strong and stand up well. And the other thing is that I should point out, as far as vacuums, a lot of vacuums, such as, for example, the Protein, which is a good vacuum, does not have any height adjustment. It kind of just floats along. The brush roll is preset for, it's actually designed and intended for commercial type carpet. And one of the ways that you can sort of tell that is the fact that the plate that around the brush roll on the Protein, at the front of it, it has slots. And so in other words, it doesn't actually seal itself onto the carpet, onto the floor. There's openings at the front of it, which makes it really quite effective on the really low pile carpet for picking up the grit and the sand and stuff like that. So it's actually really more suited for commercial type carpet, because on a thicker plush carpet, it because it has the holes, the slots in the front of the bottom plate there, it won't be drawing the air through the carpet as much as some of the air will be getting drawn across the carpet. So that's one thing to bear in mind. And I used the Pro Team for years, and they're a good vacuum, but that is actually, as far as using for residential, a drawback to it. It actually is reducing its ability to pull dust from within the carpet. I'm not saying it isn't a good vacuum. I'm just saying you just need to know that. It's actually based on a design which is very old, and it's a good design, but its actual I would say its biggest problem is the fact that they clog easily, and you gotta get the screwdriver out to pull it all apart if you have to, unclog it that way, which I've often done. I use them for, oh man, how long did I use it for? Maybe 10 years. I went through, I'll bet I've used up, I've used up, five or six maybe. I do still have two, but over the years I probably bought, 5 or 6 Pro Teams. Now this does have a good long power cord, which is nice. The Kirby, which is a good vacuum as well, as far as power goes, is really good. The power cord on the Kirby is really too short. I'm going to get under here first. Nope. There's a Dougie stain here. Marvin apparently can't be bothered to go outside all the time. It's actually quite light. And look at all the junk under here. Oh. Okay, we're going to go over here, head down the hallway. Where am I at? 16 minutes. Oh, and by the way, I have already vacuumed and cleaned upstairs. I did a master bedroom. A second bedroom as well as an office. This is a pretty big house. I think she said it was 3,200 square feet total, so it's pretty big. Actually, she told me the average square foot of a house in Kelowna, that I guess maybe the houses that are being built now anyway, the average square feet is 4,000. That's a lot of house. Nope. The pulling that edge tool out on this vacuum, very easy to do. That's one of the nice things about it. Oh, I see another sprout. Overall, there aren't very many stains on this carpet at all. Okay. Actually, overall, this house is actually in very good condition. The carpet is being well cared for, and I'm seeing very little actual dust or anything on the edges and corners. So she's very meticulous at taking care of this house. This young lady, well, she's not that young, I guess. But anyway. Okay, so I'm done with the vacuum. I'll just show you how this thing opens here. You just pull that open, and there it is. And there's the bag. Those actually, I put those caps in there. You put the cap on there when you go to throw the bag out, and then you don't get any dust in your face, which is a very nice feature, actually. There we go. Okay, so I will continue on. So I've got some more cleaning to do, so I'll let you go. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.